Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Darling in the Franxx, episode 13. I'm your host, the Cinder Blaze, and with me today we have...
Strange words.
And Makotoa.
Alright, let's jump into this episode, which is
Mm-hmm.
actually one of my favorite episodes this entire season, because Demon Lolly 02 is the best. Number one. I'm sorry, Ichigo.
Number one. 02? No, it's 01 now. In our hearts.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Zero-Two's backstory in particular? Because I feel like that was the most interesting part. Like, we knew most of Hero's, but not her side.
Zero-Two's backstory filled in a lot of gaps, made it make a lot more sense as to why she was being such a terrible person.
Yeah.
Because holy cow,
yeah.
she had a rough childhood, and by rough I mean nice torture there. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Constant torture. Good.
Not just torture, but more or less isolation too. Like, she had only one memory of some motherly figure patting her on the head, and then even she was gone.
I mean, she still had the book at least, so.
Yeah. I don't think any of the kids really had that kind of, memory as well. Like, maybe when they're really young, but we don't really go into that all too much. It also, really explains a lot of, just, her, as you said, the way she kind of, treats people, that really messed up, game she plays with, Ichigo, where, she kind of lets Ichigo try to, win over Hiro, but she kind of knows that she's not going to succeed. That kind of whole torturous game she's playing with Ichigo is just so cruel. But it's something really sadistic that I think only 02 would be doing. And the whole thing about the isolation, at the end of the backstory we get in this episode, I think Hiro tells her about the whole ending to the story. I'm not sure if she really understood what he was saying, because it's been kind of shown that she couldn't understand what they were saying. But judging by the end of the book and her seeing that Hiro bled a different color than her, that was really traumatizing. It's just ooh.
That was just, this whole episode was just amazing. And going, even to the, I want to say that I really enjoyed Hiro's backstory too, because whereas it we didn't, because right now he's, the best part that explains why he doesn't have any kind of sort of feelings right now is because his mind was wiped, so he doesn't remember any of this, right?
Well, most of his memories were wiped, so...
Yeah, so, but at the same time, now we get to see that he can be heroic and that he can be, a character that isn't sort of just one-dimensional right now, because he was going out of his way to try and help. And I loved the sequence of just little things that kind of hinted here and there that sort of led him to his decisions to finally break 02 out of her confinement and try to run away from the adults. But it definitely made Hiro, and I know from our last episode review, we really weren't happy with Hiro's development as a character up till that point, and also I think a lot of people weren't necessarily happy with 02, the way she was acting last episode. So this episode really helped fill in the blanks so that we could understand and, I guess, feel better about the characters right now.
Yeah, especially with Hiro, because my main problem with Hiro was that he just didn't do anything. And in this flashback, he was trying to do stuff all the dang time, and then the scientists are just well, he is a special kid. Let's they're a little bit lenient on him. And then
what's wrong with naming people?
Just this special kid.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, where he just takes their prize subject and runs away with her. They're just no, not this time, Hiro. If this guy rebels, you just shoot him right on the spot. Just take him and just mind wipe him.
Oh goodness. Seriously.
And I'm surprised that like for the first couple of episodes he could be an interesting character despite having like his mind wiped at the very beginning, you know?
Speaking of the first couple of episodes, if you really enjoyed this episode, I would encourage you to go back and rewatch episode 1 because it does enhance the experience of episode 1 because you do see like the flashback at the very beginning of our red ogre um 02 as a kid walking through the snow, and also some of the things that are said in that episode really make a lot more sense when you have this episode already watched. So just as a, if you're really like really hyped about all this, just letting you know,
Yeah,
encouragement.
there's also a few other references to the past scattered throughout the other episodes, so I feel like you might maybe just go back, see if you can pick up any neat little connections.
Yeah. You know, like one thing that did cross my mind through this episode, like when we went through Hero's flashback, there was that one part with like Mitsuru,
Uh,
like right
Oh
before
yeah.
when he went to go get his shots, and then like uh,
Hmm.
the whole mind wipe and like what kind of led up to that mind wipe.
hmm
I kind of hope that Hero remembers that and like
I
actually
hope so.
tells Mitsuru about that situation, but I
Oh
think he
please.
won't because like the show will have bigger things to attend to and not
Oh
console
yeah.
like Mitsuru's like character. Because like honestly, if
Uh,
like they do kind of heal him and he becomes a more mellowed out character that isn't like a pompous douchebag, I feel like that would make his character a lot less interesting. So I kind of wouldn't mind them kind of dragging this along, uh, or dragging this out for a
mhm.
little bit longer. You know,
Yeah.
just a
It will get addressed, but now might not be the time.
yeah. But oh man, now that like,
What did you think about the kneecap licking?
It was all right, all right.
what do
Let's
you mean?
just
All right, that was
no, no. All right
weird.
isn't all right. Okay, let's pretend this is not a thing because this scene is very strange, but it's also possible explanation for why Hero didn't get freaking destroyed on the
Yeah.
third ride. So
He's consumed her blood, so
Mhm.
they're in sync now.
Or he's becoming part Klaxor or weird Oni thing.
Or
Oh,
both.
oh
Yeah.
my, he's gonna become Blue Oni. Oh my gosh. Okay,
All right.
That
all
would
right.
be insane, honestly.
One
I
one
wouldn't
plot. Okay.
I wouldn't put it past him because
That'd be cool.
oh
That'd be
man,
cool.
I can see like a hazy outline of a possible story where you got the birds with only one wing, you got the red and blue Oni,
I mean, he did have a blue tumor for a while, just
you got the
But
saying.
bird
that's
beast.
because like I think that was like the blue blood kind of like accumulating into his system,
Ugh,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
so that's the Klaxosaur blood, so he might have turned into a red Oni, but I think he was also just turning blue in general, not just like in his veins.
hmm
Hmm.
So there's always that, but uh, shoot, I think I'm missing like something from this episode that's kind of important. Uh, did we touch on the picture book all too much, or is that
No,
something?
I don't think so. I mean, just seeing her how much she valued it, like as if it was the only thing she could live for,
Yeah,
trying to struggle to keep it from the caretaker who was trying to take it from her.
yeah,
Oh,
and I think uh, I feel like there should be like a lot of parallels between the way she kind of treats that book because like that was her first precious thing, and I would assume
hmm,
that Hero is like the second thing, and like how uh, the way she kind of like fought for that book against that scientist, like she was just
yeah,
prying away at it. She was like crying, and like the second she got it, she was just like really content and happy. You know, uh, I feel like
yeah,
that's kind of how she deals with the hero, like the way she always calls him darling and like gets in everyone's or shows like her affection in front of
yeah,
everyone, just like
yeah.
super possessive over that one thing.
Stakes that claim.
Yeah, like
Oh man.
uh, like this episode fixed a lot of the issues I had with both characters,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I'm
I'm,
excited for the next episode because I don't think
Hmm.
we're gonna have like random swimsuit episodes like at the
Yeah.
beach. and stuff like that. I feel like we're
We're
gonna
gone past the slice of life. We're getting into the story.
yeah,
Plot.
like
Read.
Shinji is now more interested in like all these questions he had as a
Hey man,
child.
don't compare him to Shinji, because turns out Hiro was actually a pretty decent guy, except he just got memory wipes. While
Yeah,
Shinji was just Shinji.
I mean Shinji is also a pretty nice guy. I'm assuming
Oh,
so.
oh gosh,
He's not.
don't
No,
assume
we're just
anything.
gonna
I think
go
we should
next.
just end this episode right now before I go into territory I shouldn't. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
make
Oh
sure
yeah,
to. Oh, go ahead.
no, one thing. If you have some spare time, go read through the book that's in the credits. It's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, like that was that was touching. I really like the parallels between like
Yeah.
Okay,
the
yeah.
book and uh, Zero Two's kind of situation. I hope like she doesn't like pay for whatever she's doing because like she's kind of pushing it overboard with like trying to become a
Mhm.
human and like
Mhm.
slaughtering the Klaxosaurs to kind of like prove that she isn't a Klaxosaur. Like if she's killing them,
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of like killing her Klaxosaur side.
Mhm.
But like there might be intense backlash, which is something that she might fear, assuming that she did read the end of the book and knows what actually goes on. Because like back in the
Oh.
flashback, she couldn't understand what the hero was saying. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's something we'll figure out eventually. So, do you
And
guys have any final thoughts for this episode?
Mm,
I think I'm good.
no,
We're good.
this is
I was
good.
trying to read
This
your
is good.
face, Jordan, but I remembered I can't see it. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out our description for all of our social media links, except for Jordan's, and that juicy Discord link as well. We'll catch you later. Keep it juicy.
See you next time.
Uh,